Hello folks, it's Sean Mize here, and in this video the goal is to show you how to create a YouTube video in less than 10 minutes from a pre-written article. So obviously if you write the article first, whatever that takes you, 5 or 10 minutes, and then the point that I'm going to show you here is starting out from having an article and then converting it into YouTube. So we look at the time, hopefully it's shown on your screen, this should be full screen, 12:57:43. Let me go ahead and write that down so we know we want to be done by 1:07, whatever, 50, right? 53. That's when we want to be done, 10 minutes. Let's see if we can do it. And by the way, I'm just kind of sitting in my living room. You can kind of see around me here, just kind of sitting here on the couch, comfortable, and kind of got a makeshift little desk here sitting in front of me. I didn't feel like working at the dining room table, and didn't go into the coffee shop today. All right, we got 9.5 minutes left, so let's kind of get to this. And so basically what we're going to want to do here is go to the article itself. So okay, this is the article that we're going to turn into a YouTube. It's titled Easiest Way to Write 10 Articles a Day. I'm just going to copy and paste the title into a keynote presentation. Oh, we're going to have to create a new keynote presentation. That's an old one for another project. So we just create a brand new one. And let's give that a size of whatever, 36. Will it show up? Yeah, I think that's cool for this YouTube video. So then you kind of move that over. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to copy these slides, maybe. Oh, yeah, duplicate. That's how we do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pre-duplicate 8 slides. So this will be 9 slides. And the reason that I pre-duplicate is anything I do like this, I like to do it like an assembly line or like we would do in a factory. And that allows me to outsource any part that I want. So if there's a part of something I don't like to do, I can just outsource that one part, and I don't lose control of the whole project. And it makes it really easy to hire multiple outsourcers that way, one person to do each part, and then you don't have to hire really skilled people that know how to do lots of things. You can just hire people that know how to do some things. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to do this in 8 slots here. I don't know how easy that'll be to do. And, again, if this were a genuine assembly line, then we'd probably have some pre-formatting going on here. So, but I think we can still do this. What do I have left? It's 7 minutes left, right? So we need to get moving. Okay, you'll forgive me if it's 12 minutes, right? Hopefully this is just seeing it sometimes is a good learning experience. And hopefully this is. Obviously not a whole lot to talk about while I'm sitting here copy and pasting. I mean, this is the kind of thing you can easily outsource out, 5RR or something like that, and just let somebody else do this for, a couple of bucks for 4 minutes worth of work. If you have enough work, this isn't going to exactly fit on the page, is it? Okay, so that's not going to fit on the page, so where is it? Just, okay. I think we can get all of that on a page. And so again, this is the kind of work you can easily outsource this work. You just send this file overseas, and in 5 minutes, somebody can do this work for you. You pay them $2 or $5 for 4 minutes worth of work. You know, they're making $60 an hour. And you're not doing this work that can really drag you down. But let me say this, when you're first starting out, you got to do it yourself, because if you don't do it yourself, you don't know how it's supposed to look when it's done right. So it's, you know, it's important to do it yourself when you get started. Well, I did it myself, my first 1,500 articles. Now, obviously, we're really talking about YouTube here, but same thing, and you can actually outsource the recording of your YouTubes as well. You know, we talk a lot about how you can record a YouTube in 5 minutes, and I'm actually going to show that to you today, and I'm going to upload this shortly after we get done with this. I mean, that's probably how you're watching it, is on YouTube. You know, this is going to be a real live YouTube video. You know, but if you try to do 10 of these a day, you can do that. You can sustain that for a few months. But what will typically happen after a few months is you start to get burned out. And by then, you should have money coming in. I recommend that you take 20% of your income as it comes in and put it into reinvestment, into buying traffic. And I say buying traffic, but, you know, this is traffic. And so, but instead of directly buying traffic, what you're doing is you're buying the work that creates the traffic, because that's what YouTube is. You know, you look at a lot of things, you got to pay for traffic. Well, with YouTube, you don't pay for the traffic. If you can pay Google to send you some traffic, but you don't have to. It's free at the Google site. At YouTube, it's free, but you got to get the work done, and work takes time, and time is money. Yeah, and so then on this page, we would, and you know, I don't have a working campaign for this whole thing, so I'm just going to choose a website to put here. I'm going to put Info Business University. Okay, but this is just a placeholder. When you do this, you really want this to be a squeeze page. And I didn't set one up for this. I mean, I don't. You know, you don't have to see that. You're already in the system, so we don't need a squeeze page for you. And so basically what we'll say is, by the way, if you liked this training and want to learn more from Sean Mize, just go here and get started. And there's tons of content on that website there, and somebody can really get started, and they can be led over to Ezine Articles and become a subscriber and all those good things. So how are we doing on time? Ooh, we've done 8 minutes, so this is going to probably end up being a little bit more than 10 minutes. Let's go ahead and do it, though. So now the only difference, folks, is that because of the fact that I'm using ScreenFlow to record this, I can't do a nested ScreenFlow, meaning start another ScreenFlow right inside of this ScreenFlow to show you I'm hitting record. So I'm gonna clap and say hit record, and that's going to be the beginning of what you would do as a recording. And then, of course, when it's all over, I'm probably going to talk a little bit. We'll do another clap right at the end, and between the claps is what would be the YouTube. Now, in reality, for this video, I'm going to upload the whole thing to YouTube because I want you to see the whole thing. But if you were doing it, you were just doing this part that I'm showing you how to do, you would just do the part between these two claps. Hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get started. So we'll clap. Easiest way to write 10 articles a day. One of the things that's hard about writing lots of articles is that there are many steps that if they're all thought out in order to do them, they slow you down. For example, you have to think of 10 article topics each day, then you have to think about what to write for each article, then you have to sit down to write each one. Basically, it's like you're starting over 10 times. So in order to be able to write 10 articles a day, you have to eliminate all of that friction. So instead of writing article topics one at a time, write 100 in a sitting. It'll hold you for 10 days of writing. Then write your articles in 100-word sections. 100 words for the introduction, 100 words for each of 3 topics, subtopics. That's it. It's really easy. Here's an example of an article introduction using my formula. So we'll have the topic of the article, for example, how to use YouTube for traffic building. Quote, in this article, I'm going to teach you, and this you'd be writing this. In this article, I'm going to teach you how to use YouTube for traffic building. YouTube can be used for traffic building using 3 simple steps. Notice that is 27 words. Then you're going to write a sentence for each step. So about 25 words describing what each step is going to be. That's going to get you to 100 words. Then write about 100 words of instruction for each step. That is 400 words. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly 400 words or exactly 100 words per section, but it really can make articles go really fast. Here's a sample of how to write out 10 topics. Notice the pattern. How to use YouTube to drive traffic. How to write articles to drive traffic. How to write content to drive traffic. How to use video to drive traffic. How to use audio podcasts to drive traffic. How to use blog posts to drive traffic. How to use interviews to drive traffic. How to use Google Organic to drive traffic. How to use content marketing to drive traffic. How to use forum marketing to drive traffic. Here's another trick I use to write lots of article titles in one sitting. Notice how the second half of each above subject line is the same. So you can just copy and paste that whole list with a change to the last part, write another set of 10 articles the next day. That's one key to how I can write 10 a day, day in and day out, like this. How to use YouTube to get lots of visitors. So remember before, every one of these said to drive traffic. Now they all say to get lots of visitors. How to write articles to get lots of visitors. I'm not even going to read all of these. I mean, it's just obvious. You glance at it, you know exactly what's there. Of course, for each of those topics, you write the boilerplate introduction, then write out the 3 steps. Of course, if there's more steps, it's all even easier because you write less per step to still get to your target number of words per article. And of course, you don't have to be constrained by a certain number of words per article. But I personally find that if I'm shooting for a certain number of words, it makes it really easy to just break the article into component parts, write a target number of words per part. There's one thing I want to add to this here, and this is this idea of outsourcing. And folks, by the way, if we were to look at, let's just do this. Let's just escape here. We'll clap. We'll call that the end of the video. Although in the real life, there would have been one more slide. I would have said the following words, clap. By the way, if you like this training, want to learn more from Sean Mize, just go here and get started, infobusinessuniversity.com. Clap. So the video's over. And I think, what did we start at 05? So 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Took us 4 minutes to do this. And I'm obviously yapping right now. But this is 12 minutes. From the time that I started to copy and paste from the article to the completion of this video. Now, all I have to do that you're not obviously going to be able to see is I'm going to go into my computer and I'm going to tell ScreenFlow to quit. I'm going to save this as a YouTube document. And then I'm just going to upload it to YouTube. And that takes whatever, 2 or 3 more, 4 minutes or whatever. But it can be doing that while I'm getting a drink of soda or coffee or starting to write another article. So it really doesn't consume my time. Really, we're talking 12 minutes from top to bottom. If I hadn't talked at all, it probably would have been the 10 minutes that we had planned on. I want to share a couple other things with you. We talked a little bit at some point about outsourcing and this idea that we can break things into component parts. Think about this. Theoretically, you could break all the articles into component parts. So you could send a list of 100 titles to one person, and maybe that would be you could even have someone make you a list of 100 topics for $10. So for $10, you pay somebody to make a list of 100 topics. Then you take those topics and you send them to 4 different people. The first person writes an introduction to all of the articles. Now remember, the introduction is almost the same for every article. In fact, if you look at a lot of my articles over at eZine Articles, you're going to find almost these exact words. Obviously, I'm not copy and pasting because if I do that, I'm going to have problems. But basically, here I say, in almost every article I say, in this article, I'm going to teach you how to use YouTube for traffic building. YouTube can be used for traffic building using 3 simple steps. You think about it, at the very beginning of this video, I used the same process. I don't remember the words. It just came naturally because I didn't have it scripted. I probably said something like this. Okay, folks, this is Sean Mize, and in this video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to take an article and I'm going to convert it into a YouTube. I'm going to do it in 10 minutes. All I did was tell you what I'm getting ready to do. The beginning of your article, all it does is it tells you what I'm getting ready to do. And then you can literally, we'll call it this, eat up words by stating what your 3 simple steps are going to be in a full sentence. So step 1, for example, if I were writing out what I'm speaking to you right now, if I were to write it out, I might say, the very first step is going to be to write a 400-word article, put it into a document so that you're able to copy and paste it into a PowerPoint document. Now, not counting the words, that's probably about 25 words. And so then the second step, I could say, okay, step 2 is open up your PowerPoint document, create 8 slides, go into the article, take 1/8 of the article, copy and paste it in each of the PowerPoint slides, and then at the very end create a byline that says, by the way, if you like this training and want to learn more, just click here and get started. So you can see that's another 25 words. The final 25 words will follow the exact same pattern. Because, okay, now the final step is you're going to record this using ScreenFlow or Camtasia, then you'll upload it to YouTube. That's 15 words. We could, I mean, that's a 100-word introduction. Then we just take 4 25-word sentences for each one of the steps, tell someone how to do it in a little bit more detail. Folks, that's your article. And when you break it down like that, you could literally, I don't recommend doing this, but I really want you to get the idea of this factory mindset, this assembly line mindset. I could send that same article topic list out to 4 different outsourcers, have one person write all the introductions because they're almost all the same. I could probably get that done for cheap. And then I could have one person write all the first steps, one person write all the second steps, if I wanted to. Now, I probably wouldn't, but I just want you to see how you can tear projects apart into their component parts, have multiple individuals do the component parts, then sew all the parts back together and into one item. And this allows you to outsource, allows you to do a whole lot more. So let's officially go ahead and close out this training. Again, Sean Mize here, and you can visit me at infobusinessuniversity.com, and that really serves as kind of a central hub for ways to take a look at all of the content that I've produced over the course of the last few years.